Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn differences. In board exam, differences are asked for 4 marks. So it is very important according to exam. Out of these differences, we have seen some differences in 11th standard. So let's see first difference, that is square system and hexagonal system. You know, these both systems are the planting systems. So first point in square system is, in this case a tree is planted on each corner of square. Means in this case trees are planted in each corner of square. In hexagonal system, in this case trees are planted on each corner of equilateral triangle. Means in hexagonal system the plants are planted at the corner of equilateral triangle or hexagonal at the corner of hexagon. Equilateral triangle means samabhuj chaukon. Then second point in square system, 4 plants are planted at the 4 corners of every square. Here are only 4 plants are planted at the every square. In hexagonal system, 6 trees forms a hexagon with 7 trees at its center. In hexagonal system, there are 6 trees are planted with the 7th tree at the center. Then third point in square system, plant to plant distance is equal to row distance. And in hexagonal system, plant to plant distance is not equal to row distance. Means in square system their plant to plant distance and row distance is same, but in hexagonal system it is not same. Then fourth point, this is followed commonly. Most of the time square system is commonly followed everywhere. In hexagonal system this is followed where land is expensive and fertile. This method is not followed everywhere because it is very difficult to lay out, and it is followed where only land is fertile and expensive. जिथं अगदी जमीन सुपीक असेल तर त्याच ठिकाणी आपण हेक्झागोनल सिस्टीम शक्यतो प्लांट करतो. देन नेक्स्ट पॉईंट इन स्क्वेअर सिस्टीम, इट इज इझी टू ले आउट cultivation and also becomes easy. In hexagonal system, it is difficult to adopt in practice and in cultivation not done easily. So it is very difficult to cultivate hexagonal system as compared to square system. Then last point in square system, less number of trees are planted than hexagonal system. And in hexagonal system 15% more plants are planted than square system. As compared to square system, in hexagonal system there are 15% more plants are planted, because in one hexagon there are 7 plants are planted and in one square there are only 4 plants are planted. That's why in hexagonal system there are 15% more plants are planted than the square system. Okay. The next system is square system and rectangle system. In this system, plants are planted at each corner of square. Again the same point. In rectangle system, in this system, plants are planted at each corner of rectangle. At each corner of rectangle. स्क्वेअर सिस्टीममध्ये फक्त आपण त्या स्क्वेअरच्या प्रत्येक कॉर्नरवरती आपण ते प्लांटेड करतोय. अँड इन रेक्टँगल सिस्टीम इट इज प्लांटेड ॲट दी corner of rectangle. Here is only shape is important. Then next point, plant to plant and row to row distance is same in square system. In rectangle system, plant to plant and row to row distance is not same. You know, the in square system the plant to plant distance in every side their distance is same, but in rectangle system that distance is not same in each side. Okay. Then in square system Intercultural operations can be done in all directions. And in rectangle system, intercultural operations can be done in only two directions. In square system, आपण सगळ्याच जे काही इंटरकल्चर ऑपरेशन्स आहेत, हार्वेस्टिंग असेल, स्प्रेइंग असेल, विडिंग असेल, तर दॅट ऑपरेशन्स कॅन बी डन इन ऑल डायरेक्शन. आपण त्या एका झाडाच्या चारही बाजूने फिरून ते ऑपरेशन्स करू शकतो. बट इन रेक्टँगल सिस्टीम आपण हे ऑपरेशन चारही बाजूने करू शकत नाही, कारण त्यांच्यामध्ये दोन प्लांटमधलं डिस्टन्स हे फार कमी असतं. सो these operations can be done only in two directions. The next point, most of the plantation is done by this method. For example, mango, guava, chiku, etc. at 10 by 10 meter or 6 by 6 meter or 9 by 9 meter. Most of the time square system is followed everywhere because it is very easy method. And in rectangle system, plantation of grape is done by this method at 3 by 2 meter or 3 by 1.8 meter. Most of the time rectangle system is not commonly followed. In some plants only rectangle system is followed, like in grape. In grape, rectangle system is followed at 3 by 2 meter or 3 by 1.8 meter distance. Okay. The next difference, Mrig Bahar and Ambya Bahar. You also know the Bahar treatment. So there are three types of Bahar: Mrig Bahar, Ambya Bahar and Hasta Bahar. So we see the difference between Mrig Bahar and Ambya Bahar. So in Mrig Bahar, first point is treatment given from April to May. Treatment is given from April to May. And in Ambya Bahar, the treatment is given from November to. That means the actual stress is given in Mrig Bahar in April to May. Stress is started from April to May. And in Ambya Bahar, that stress is given from November to December. At that time, there is no watering. Water is fully stopped for giving that plants. Then next point in Mrig Bahar, flowering period is June July. After that the stress is completed. At that time, near about 1 to 1.5 month, that is in June July, the flowering period is started. In Ambya Bahar, flowering period is January to February. In Mrig Bahar, fruits are ready to harvest from March to April. In Ambya Bahar, fruits are ready to harvest from November to December. Generally, in Mrig Bahar, the fruits are harvested from March to April. And in Ambya Bahar, the fruits are harvested from November to December. The next point in Mrig Bahar, fruits are sweet in taste. In Ambya Bahar, fruits are not sweet in taste. बघा, मृग बहारमधले फ्रूट्स हे स्वीट असतात, गोड असतात. पण आंब्या बहारमधले फ्रूट्स आर नॉट स्वीट इन टेस्ट ॲज कम्पेअर टू मृग बहार. इन मृग बहार फ्रूट्स आर लेस ज्युसी अँड इन आंब्या बहार फ्रूट्स आर मोर ज्युसी. मृग बहारमध्ये फ्रूट्स हे कमी ज्युसी, म्हणजे त्यांच्यामधले जे रसद्रव्य असतं ते फार कमी प्रमाणात असतं ॲज कम्पेअर टू आंब्या बहार. बट इन आंब्या बहार फ्रूट्स आर मोर ज्युसी. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इन मृग बहार, attack of pest and diseases is less. In Mrig Bahar, attack of pest and disease is very less, and in Ambya Bahar, attack of pest and diseases is more. Then next point, in Mrig Bahar, more fruit setting, and in Ambya Bahar, dropping of fruits is more. At the fruit setting in Mrig Bahar, there is no any rains, any storms. Due to that conditions, there is a more fruit setting. But in Ambya Bahar, there is a dropping of fruits is more, because most of the Ambya Bahar period or flower in Ambya Bahar, flowering period or fruiting period is due to the summer season, and in summer season there are many storms, winds, or due to the heavy rains there is dropping of fruits. So in Mrig Bahar heavy yield, and in Ambya Bahar yield is very less. Due to the dropping of fruits in Ambya Bahar their yield is less, and due to the more fruit setting in Mrig Bahar yield is very high. Okay. Then next difference, root exposure and root pruning. So first point in root exposure, soil around the tree is removed near the main roots. Soil around the tree is removed, म्हणजे सॉइल जे काही ट्रीजच्या रूट्सच्या भोवती जी सॉइल असेल तर ती सॉइल सगळी रिमूव्ह करायची. म्हणजेच काय, the roots are exposed to the sunlight. In root exposure means trees are exposed to the sunlight. And root pruning means the roots are cutted. So roots are cut by digging trench. आपण ते रूट्स कट करतो इन रूट प्रुनिंगमध्ये, आणि रूट एक्सपोजरमध्ये रूट्स आर ओनली एक्सपोज टू दी दॅट सनलाईट. देन नेक्स्ट पॉईंट इज इन रूट एक्सपोजर main root is exposed to the sun and fibrous roots are removed. So main root means सोटमूळ आणि fibrous roots म्हणजे तंतुमुळे. तर याच्यामध्ये आपण main root is exposed to the sun and fibrous roots are removed. But in root pruning main root is not exposed to the sun and fibrous roots are not removed. आपण याच्यामध्ये मेन रूट सुद्धा एक्सपोज करत नाही सनलाईटला, आणि फायब्रस रूट सुद्धा आपण रिमूव्ह करत नाही. इन रूट एक्सपोजर डिक्रीज ऑफ फायब्रस रूट्स, बिकॉज हिअर फायब्रस रूट्स आर रिमूव्ड, सो दॅट्स वाय देअर इज अ डिक्रीज ऑफ फायब्रस रूट्स. इन रूट प्रुनिंग increase of fibrous roots. Here is not removal of fibrous roots, so here is increase of fibrous roots. In root exposure plants become weak, and in root pruning plants become healthy. In root exposure, due to the sun exposure and due to the removal of fibrous roots, the plants becomes weak. But in root pruning there is no exposure of roots to the sunlight and no removal of fibrous roots, that's why plants become healthy. Then next difference, ringing and notching. You also see the definition of ringing and notching. Ringing means removal of circular bark from the dead branch, and notching means it is a partial ringing, means only some part of the that branch is removed. Okay, so first point in ringing is it increases the carbohydrate in the branch and induces fruit bud differentiation. So you know the C/N ratio is present in the plants. So C for carbohydrate and N for nitrogen. The role of carbohydrate is to induce the flowers and fruits, more flowers and more fruits. So in ringing, due to the ringing, it increases the carbohydrate in the branch and induces flowers and fruits. But in notching, it increases the nitrogen in the bud and induces new vegetative growth in the branch followed by flowering. In notching, it increases the nitrogen. The role of nitrogen is that to increase the new vegetative growth. After that it is followed by flowering. Means जर व्हेजिटेटिव्ह ग्रोथ झाली तर आपोआप त्याच्यानंतर फ्लावरिंग सुद्धा येणार आहे. पण रिंगिंगमध्ये आपण जास्त व्हेजिटेटिव्ह ग्रोथ न घेता ओनली फ्लावरिंग अँड फ्रुटिंग जास्त करतो. बट इन नॉचिंग देर इज ऑल्सो व्हेजिटेटिव्ह ग्रोथ अँड ऑल्सो फ्लावरिंग अँड फ्रुटिंग. देन सेकंड पॉईंट इन रिंगिंग इज, in this method a complete ring of bark is removed from the branch to induce the flowering in mango. Ringing is followed in mango fruit crop. So there is a complete ring of bark is removed from the branch, and And in notching, in this method, partial ring of branch above the dormant lateral bud is done in fig. Only a small narrow strip of bark is removed above the bud. Notching is followed in fig fruit crop, and there is only small narrow strip of bark is removed. That is called as partial ringing. Then next point in ringing is done before the 3 months of flowering time. Ringing कधी करतो आपण तर before the 3 months of flowering time. And in notching is done before the 3 weeks of flowering time. नॉचिंग हे करताना आपण त्याचं फ्लावरिंग सीझन सुरू व्हायच्या आधी 3 आठवडे आधी फक्त करतो, आणि रिंगिंग हे आपण फ्लावरिंग सीझन सुरू व्हायच्या आधी 3 महिने आपण आधी करतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल जर मँगोचं फ्लावरिंग सीझन नोव्हेंबर डिसेंबरला असेल तर त्याचं आपण रिंगिंग जून जुलै ऑगस्टमध्ये करतो. देन नेक्स्ट डिफरन्स इज रिज्युविनेशन अँड रिनोव्हेशन. सो above all differences we have seen in 11th standard, so this is a new difference in 12th standard, that is rejuvenation and renovation. We have also seen the definition of rejuvenation. Rejuvenation means conversion of old and disease affected plants or unproductive tree into productive tree. So first point in rejuvenation is old and disease affected trees are protected by providing vigor, and in renovation, conversion of inferior local varieties into superior varieties. रिज्युविनेशन मध्ये आपण काय करतो तर जे प्लांट्स जुने असतील, ओल्ड असतील किंवा डिसीज अफेक्टेड असतील किंवा अनप्रोडक्टिव्ह असतील की ज्यांच्यामध्ये उत्पादन देण्याची क्षमता आता राहिलेली नाही, तर ते प्लांट्स आपण कन्वर्ट करतो इंटू सुपिरियर टाईप और इंटू प्रोडक्टिव्ह टाईप, की जेणेकरून त्यांच्यामध्ये जास्त उत्पादन आपल्याला मिळावं. अशा पद्धतीने ते प्लांट्स आपण नेक्स्ट व्हरायटीमध्ये, दुसऱ्या व्हरायटीमध्ये आपण कन्वर्ट करतो. बट इन रिनोव्हेशनमध्ये ओनली इन्फिरियर लोकल व्हरायटीज आर कन्वर्टेड इंटू सुपिरियर टाईप. ज्या काही लोकल व्हरायटीज आहेत तर त्याच व्हरायटी आपण इंटू सुपिरियर टाईप, म्हणजे त्यांची फक्त क्वालिटी आपण सुधारवण्यासाठी आपण त्या व्हरायटींचं रूपांतर करत असतो किंवा कन्वर्जन करत असतो. सो इन रिज्युविनेशन नेक्स्ट पॉईंट इज इट इज डन बाय ब्रिज और बट्रेस ग्राफ्टिंग, and in renovation it is done by crown or side grafting. Okay, I hope you understand this difference. Then next difference is training and pruning. We also seen this difference in 11th standard. So you know the definition of training. Let's see first point in training. When a plant is tied, staked or supported over a trellis or pergola in a certain fashion, or some of its parts are removed with a view to give the plant a framework, this operation is called as training. Here is the whole definition. You have to write whole definition of training. So in pruning, when annual growth of the plant is removed or cut, this operation is called as pruning. In pruning, some parts are pruned with a view to giving the superior quality and more production of the fruit. But in training, it is done for only shape and size. So the next point in training, the form of the tree is affected. Means in training, the form of the tree means shape, त्या ट्रीचा शेप आपण चेंज करतो किंवा इट इज अफेक्टेड बाय द ट्रेनिंग. इन प्रुनिंग, द फॉर्म्स ऑफ द ट्री इज नॉट ॲट ऑल अफेक्टेड बट इट्स क्रॉपिंग इज हायली अफेक्टेड. म्हणजेच प्रुनिंगमध्ये फक्त आपण त्याचा शेपच चेंज होत नाही, तर त्याचं जे प्रोडक्शन आहे किंवा ईल्ड आहे त्याच्यावरती सुद्धा परिणाम झालेला आपल्याला दिसून येतो. ड्यू टू द प्रुनिंग देअर इज मोर फ्लावरिंग अँड more fruiting. The next point in training, the height of the head is to be decided before the training, the formation of the main framework of tree is most important of the training. Means in training, the height of the that head or that main trunk is decided before the training. After that, their shape and size is trained. But in pruning, main objective is to remove only non-productive parts of a tree and to direct the energy into those parts that are capable of bearing fruits. In pruning, there is no height of main trunk or main head. There is a main objective is to remove only non-productive part. ज्या पार्टमध्ये जे पार्ट त्याचे नॉन प्रोडक्टिव्ह असतील की जे प्रोडक्शन देऊ शकत नाही, अशा पार्ट्सची एनर्जी आपण जे पार्ट्स कॅपेबल असतात टू बिअरिंग दी फ्रूट्स त्यांच्याकडे त्यांची एनर्जी पाठवणे म्हणजेच त्याला आपण प्रुनिंग म्हणतो. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण त्या प्रकारे प्रुनिंग करत असतो. सो द नेक्स्ट पॉईंट इज ट्रेनिंग. दॅट इज बाय ट्रेनिंग द प्लांट कॅन कीप इन मॅनेजेबल शेप. ड्यू टू द ट्रेनिंग द प्लांट इज कीप इन मॅनेजेबल शेप. एक व्यवस्थित आकारामध्ये ते प्लांट ट्रेनिंगमुळे बसू शकतं. बट इन प्रुनिंग, बाय प्रुनिंग वी कॅन डायरेक्ट दी सॅप फ्लो टुवर्ड्स दी fruiting area. Here is only sap, but sap means sap flow. In pruning, we can direct the sap flow towards the fruiting area. Due to the pruning operation, where is the sap flow? That sap flow is towards the fruiting area. So there is a more increase of flowering and fruiting on that area. Then next point in training is methods of training are central leader, open center and modified leader system. There are three systems, that is central leader, open center and modified leader system, which are we have seen in 11th standard. And in pruning there are mainly two types, heading back and thinning out. These methods also we have seen in 11th standard. The next difference is tropical fruit crop and temperate fruit crop. This is the classification of fruit crops according to the climatic condition. So here is the difference between tropical fruit crop and temperate fruit crop. Tropical means hot and humid climate and temperate means here is only cool climate. So first point in tropical fruit crop is this class of fruit requires hot and humid climate. Summers are very hot and winters are mild. Here is in tropical fruit crop, it requires very hot and humid climate, but summers are very hot and winters are very mild. But in temperate fruit crop, this class of fruit requires cool climate. That is, here winters are very severe. The second point in tropical fruit crop, this class of fruit crops are unable to endure cool temperature. म्हणजेच this class of fruits are cannot tolerate the cool temperature. In tropical fruit crops there is a higher temperature, so that fruit crops cannot tolerate the cool temperature. And in temperate fruit crop, during cold season the tree shed their leaves and go under rest period. But in temperate fruit crop, these trees are shed their leaves. Shed their leaves म्हणजे त्यांची पाने गाळून पडतात किंवा पानगळ त्या झाडांची पानगळ होते and they go under the rest period. ते सुप्त अवस्थेत किंवा डॉर्मंट कंडिशनमध्ये जातात. So they can tolerate that severe winter. Then third point in tropical fruit crop, this class includes fruits like mango, banana, jackfruit, pineapple, etc. In tropical fruit crops, the fruit crops like mango, banana, jackfruit, pineapple are taken. And in temperate fruit crop, This class includes fruits like apple, pears, almond, walnut, etc. These plants are the temperate fruit crops because it requires cool temperature. Okay, I hope you understand these all differences. If there is any question or any queries, then ask me in next lecture. Okay, so your assignment is that today's assignment is that you have to write these all differences in your paper first notebook after the that all definitions, and these differences you have to read and recite properly. Okay, and this assignment is sent on my personal WhatsApp number. Okay, thank you.